The following show is not suitable for all ages. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Alright, well thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
No problems.
So the first question was, yeah, there it is. Alright, what got you into horror effects?
Basically, I'd always been a really big fan of horror films, which I get from my dad. He's always loved horror films, and he used to sneakily let me watch odds and ends when my mum wasn't around. I've always been very arty, so I kind of did art all my life, but didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. And when I was doing an art foundation course when I was about 18, I did a theatrical makeup course alongside it, and I just fell in love with doing makeup effects. And I'd always loved horror, so I thought, yes, this is my calling. So I went to university, did a degree, and yeah, here I am.
Nice. Yeah, it was the last one I was watching was the wax on the arm, the cuts on there, and
oh yes, yeah.
Watching it looked so realistic. So I had an actual cut on my wrist, and when it was all done, I was like, "Oh my god, that looks good."
Bring back memories.
So that was one of the next questions for somebody who might just come across your channel and is watching that. Is that wax that you were using a specific wax, or is it just like any type of wax, like you can grab a candle and burn it down?
No. It's a special effects makeup wax. There's various different brands that do it. There's Ben Nye, which is one of the best known ones. And then there's Snazaroo, which is what I was actually using for that, because I needed a lot of wax, and my tub of Snazaroo is like this big, and my tub of Ben Nye is like that big. Yeah, it's quite tricky to work with, especially in very hot weather, because it does melt quite a lot. But yeah, it's proper special makeup stuff.
Nice. Alright. I was trying to figure, I started writing down questions and then realized I wanted to ask them in different orders, so I'm trying to remember what order I wanted to ask them in. Alright, so, alright, what is one of your favorite movies visually for, like, effects that you've seen? Maybe not necessarily a mainstream one, but one that is one of your favorite ones.
Well, that's easy. Pan's Labyrinth, very, very closely followed by The Exorcist, which was done in 1973 and was done by the godfather of special effects, which was Dick Smith, who sadly died relatively recently. But the effects in that are just incredible, and Pan's Labyrinth is just visually stunning, and it's got some really amazing monsters in it, and I love it, absolutely love it.
Nice. That's one I keep trying to remember to watch. I keep remembering, like, I remember seeing the clip of the monster with the eye on his hand.
That one.
Yeah. Like, that one keeps making me want to go watch it, and I keep forgetting about it.
It's amazing. I highly recommend it.
Definitely gonna go check that out now. I'll make sure I watch that soon. Alright, so what's one of the worst movies that you've seen that had, and maybe it was one of the best worst, like, oh my god, that's so horrible, it's good.
Best worst. Now there's a question. Probably the most ridiculous film I've seen, special effects wise, but was just amazing and I absolutely loved it, was, now I'm trying to remember the name of it because I was getting mixed up with another one, Night of the Living Dead, I think, the 80s one. Evil Dead. Okay. Yes, I always get the two mixed up. Evil Dead. The effects in it are just gratuitously over the top, but they're meant to be, so it's one of those so bad it's good kind of things. So yeah. Nice.
That was one of the remake ones. I can't remember if that was the ones they recently remade into a show.
They did remake it, but it's the original.
I had to check out the show because the movie was it was ridiculous. It was so good though, but
it was.
Alright, who were some of the special effects makeup artists that you would like to personally work with, either living or dead?
Well, obviously the man I mentioned earlier, Dick Smith, he was just incredible. He pioneered so many different effects, and like I say, The Exorcist is a brilliant example of his work. I mean, 1973 that was made, and it still stands up today as some of the most incredible special effects ever, I think. I also absolutely love Rick Baker's work. He's a makeup artist who actually trained with Dick Smith, I believe. I hope I got that right. But I was actually quite lucky when I did my degree that I worked with some incredible effects artists, one of which was a chap called Jeff Portas, who did the Pinhead makeup in Hellraiser, and he was absolutely brilliant, so I had the honour of working with him and learning from him as well. So
nice. So what were some of your favorite memories when you were getting your degree, while you were learning to do all this stuff? Obviously working with somebody like that, and what were some of your other favorite memories from doing that?
I think my favourite memory from my degree was definitely when we did our end of degree show. We did it in an old 18th century music hall called Wilton Music Hall. And it's like the only surviving music hall in Britain. It's actually being restored at the moment. It's on an English TV show at the moment being restored. But we did a show which was loosely based on The Tempest, a Shakespeare play, and it was just incredible. We did it it was kind of a mixture of The Tempest and circus theme. So we created all kinds of weird and wonderful characters. Like I made a boxer dog head mask. And we had like a tattooed lady on stilts, and we had a clown and a flea circus, and it was just amazing, and we had a really good time working on it.
Nice. Sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. So, I was just thinking of a question I didn't write down. Okay, I remember it. What's one of the hardest things that you've done for visual effects?
Ooh, probably the most ambitious thing I've ever done was when I was actually doing my degree, and I did a full-scale model of Reagan from The Exorcist, and it moved its eyes and breathed and was sick, and yeah, I actually made myself sick doing it because I was putting in so many long hours. I actually got tonsillitis, closely followed by acute sinusitis, which was not pleasant. But yeah, the model still resides in my parents' attic actually. So if anybody goes up there, they might get a bit of a shock. But yeah, that was my most ambitious project, definitely.
Nice. That'd be badass. Alright, so, oh, okay. Going along with that, what was one of the easiest things that you've worked on, or one of the ones that have been, you can do the quickest?
I think it was probably the last short film I worked on at the beginning of this year. I had to create bruises for a girl who was actually in quite a traumatic scene. Her character was meant to have just been raped and attacked by her boyfriend. And I had to create bruises, like sort of marks around her neck where he grabbed her and all over her body, but she had to go in the shower in one of the scenes. So I was thinking, oh my god, this is going to be really difficult, how can I do this, but I actually created them with something called alcohol-based paints, which is it's also known as tattoo inks, which is literally, as the name suggests, it's an alcohol-based paint, and you literally apply it to the skin, and the only thing that will remove it is alcohol. And I was kind of working myself up for this job, thinking, oh my god, I've never done bruises with tattoo inks before, is it going to work? And I kind of did a few trials the night before, and not only did it work absolutely brilliant, by the end of the shoot I got it down really quick. I could apply them so fast, because I had to do the bruise in various stages of that bruising cycle. So I had to reapply them several times and obviously match it for continuity purposes. But yeah, I was literally producing them in seconds, and people were coming up to her and saying, oh my god, those bruises actually look real, that's incredible. So yeah, what I thought was going to be one of my hardest jobs actually turned out to be one of my easiest jobs.
Nice. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. And I just forgot another question. I had it, and now I lost it.
I'm sure it'll come back to you.
Now I feel stupid. They were coming back to me really quick earlier. Now it's totally gone. Because the last thing I got down here, no. Yeah, I had one more question down here. Was any more plugs? But there was another question I wanted to ask you before I asked you that question. So maybe I'll ask you that one, and then I'll remember what I wanted to ask, and then I'll edit them. So, are there any plugs or any inspirational words you want to give to anybody who's wanting to possibly pursue a career in visual effects?
Be prepared for some very, very hard work. It's a tough industry to get into. It's highly competitive. It's quite saturated because there's a lot of people wanting to get into it because it is a rather cool industry, obviously. But yeah, just be prepared to work really hard. Be prepared to really stick your neck out and get your name known. Be prepared to really, really practice, really invest in your skills. In a time sense, not a monetary sense, although it is quite an expensive field to get into as well, so you do need a bit of money behind you. Obviously watch my channel for some tips, although I do have to say that a lot of the stuff on my channel, because it's kind of created for Joe Public, for want of a better expression, it's very, very basic level special effects and not really pro level. I will be doing some more pro level stuff as my channel gets bigger and I've got some more money to invest into getting some other materials. But yeah, just practice, grab any friend, family member, stranger in the streets, maybe not the last one, but grab anybody that is willing to be a model and just practice. Like when I did my interview for London College Fashion, which is where I did my degree, I just grabbed my cousin, my best friend, my little sister, and I did loads of, looking back, what were really crude special effects with like dough that I'd made myself, had flour and water and ketchup for blood and stuff like that, and I just did them all, took pictures and took them in for my, and although they were pretty crappy looking, perfectly honest, I obviously impressed them because I put in all the effort beforehand, and you've really kind of got to show your passion for this industry. So yeah. Hello, can you still hear me? Because we've got internet connection problems.
I just saw that pop up too.
Yeah. You can still hear and see me there.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of started to cut out a little bit. I couldn't really tell exactly where though, because it was starting to slip up, but. I think I got all of that, and then right there where the internet connection thing popped up is where it really got bad.
I think the only thing that you possibly missed was I just said you need to kind of show your passion in this industry, and just showing passion and drive and willing and energy. That will go a long way.
All right, perfect. Yeah, and okay, I remember where it cut out. You're telling me about the what you're doing when you're sending in the interview for doing your degree. You're telling me the different ways that you're with your cousin and friend and little sister, and okay, that's where the and I also remembered what question I was gonna ask before. So, besides like horror films or shows, is there any other shows that you watch to get inspiration for doing different effects, like dramas, or like you said you were doing a pretty traumatic scene for effects there? Are there any things that you watch besides horror to get inspiration for those?
It's not so much stuff I watch. I get inspiration from all over the place. There's several artists that I follow. For example, one's called Drac Makins, and she does very sort of gothic style art. And actually one of my looks was inspired by her. There's another artist who I follow on Twitter called Sean. I think his Twitter handle is Odden Macabre. I think I got that right.
Oh, okay.
And I'm planning to recreate one of his looks. And I get inspired by all sorts. Like, I'm constantly scrolling through Instagram and screenshotting pictures of artists' work and paintings and all sorts of things. I'm literally getting the internet connection thing's popped up again.
Uh-oh.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, it lagged up a little bit, but it wasn't too bad on this side.
Good. Yes, I literally get inspiration from the most random places. Like, I was even in my bedroom the one day and I saw the way the light went through. It's not really pretentious now. I saw the way the light was shining through a pink vase that I had onto my black fireplace, and it just looked really pretty. So I took a photo of that, and I'm planning to use that at some point. So yeah, literally, I'm like an inspiration sponge. I'm just getting it from all over the place. So, but needless to say that if I ever do use an artist's inspiration, I always give them credit. Always.
Nice. Well, it's good to know that there's more things than just watching stuff. But,
yeah.
Alright, and yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, I already asked that one. Alright. Well, thank you again so much for taking the time to talk with me and working through the internet connection problems.
Yeah.
And I'll shoot you a link as soon as this is up there, and shoot you a message, and maybe we can collab on a video sometime for our YouTube channels.
Definitely, that'd be great. Brilliant.
Alright, well, you have a great day, and I'll shoot you a message as soon as this is up.
Okay, brilliant.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, give me your ear. I've got something that you all should hear. I've got it right here with me in my front pocket. I promise you all that it's not a gold rocket. What is it, stupid? Sit right down. What is it, stupid? I'll tell you, you clown. It's called the fist bump. Put your hands in the air. It's called the fist bump. Now stick your derriere. It's called the fist bump.